Good morning. It's Tuesday, December 19th, and today's title, The Christian and the State. What makes Paul's words so interesting is that he wrote during a time when the pagan empire ruled the world, one that could be incredibly brutal, one that was at its core corrupt, and one that knew nothing about the true God, and within a few years start a massive persecution of those who wanted to worship that God. In fact, Paul was put to death by that government. Yet, despite all of this, Paul was advocating that Christians be good citizens, even under a government like that. Yes, and that's because the idea of a government itself is found throughout the Bible. The concept, the principle of government is God ordained. Human beings need to live in a community with rules and regulations and standards. Anarchy is not a biblical concept. That being said, it doesn't mean that God approves of all forms of government or how all governments are run. On the contrary, one doesn't have to look too far either in history or the world today to see some brutal regimes. Yet, even in situations like these, Christians should, as much as possible, obey the laws of the land. Christians are to give loyal support to the government so long as its claims do not conflict with the claims of God. One should consider very prayerfully and carefully with the counsel of others before embarking on a path that puts him or her in conflict with the power that be. We know from the prophecy that one day all of God's faithful followers will be pitted against the political powers in the control of the world. Until then, we should do all that we can before God to be good citizens in which country we live. We are to recognize human government as an ordinance of divine appointment and teach obedience to it as sacred duty within its legitimate sphere. But when its claims conflict with the claims of God, we must obey God rather than man. God's word must be recognized as above human legislation. We are not required to defy authorities. Our words, whether spoken or written, should be carefully considered, lest we place ourselves on the record as uttering that which would make us appear antagonistic to the law and order. We are not to say or do anything that would unnecessarily close up our way. Ellen G. White, The Acts of the Apostle, page 69. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to share this video with all your friends and family. Have a blessed day. Take care.